Sports Betting Illuminated, where we play with the house, not against it. My name is Ariel Miller, author of Sports Betting Illuminated, an AI-powered path to profit. It is so wonderful seeing all of you here tonight. TJ Ray, thank you so much for coming in early, dropping my links, telling everybody where to find the daily report, free daily emails, plus where to get my Substack, and of course reminding people to give this stream a thumbs up and follow along for more. Thank you so much. Ken Leo, good evening. It is so wonderful seeing you here. Thanks for joining us live stream. I think we are going to have some fun tonight. We're going to be learning a lot, and I really appreciate you stopping in. Hey David, good evening. Derek, it is so nice seeing you. Tyler, Brian, Chuck Science, welcome in everyone. This is great. I'm so happy to see all of you here, and hopefully no technical difficulties like the last stream. That was awful. I'm so sorry about that, but you know what? We're riding the ship. We're making it better this time around. And yeah, it is going to be a good one. I have a lot of good stuff planned for today. So of course, stick with me. And before we get started with all of these wagers, we're going to dive into tonight's NFL game and do a bit more of a deep dive. So I'm excited about that. I want to hear all of your opinions as well, how you're analyzing this game. So we're going to really dive into that, and then we're going to be diving into this full slate. I mean, there's college basketball, there's hockey, there's college football, there's we have a little bit of everything. This is the NBA, of course. So yeah, we have a full slate tonight. Hey, Super Duper James, welcome in. Peter, hello, so nice to see you here. Oh my gosh, this is already starting off to be a great evening. I am so excited to see all of you here. And before we get started with all of these winning wagers, you know what I like to do? I like to sit back, relax, and get my mind right to win some wagers. And this is going to be a good strain tonight. It's called Candy Cane. Apparently it gives you the same high, like same euphoria as really just, it's almost like laughing gas, I guess. So I might get a little carried away, you know? That's what I'm hearing about it. So if I get a little high, that's okay. We're having fun here. So you know what I always like to do? First, I gotta pick out the seeds. This is some homegrown weed, and boy, what they don't tell you is don't have a male plant, because your female plants will literally grow 10,000 seeds each. Like, I'm not even kidding. Well, all right. Yeah, so I have my little blend here. Let's hit this and get our minds right to win some wagers. Ooh, that was strong stuff. Thank you so much, Super James, for reminding everyone that the best way to support is by getting my book, checking it out, Sports Betting Illuminated. Seriously, it's fun. I don't know if you guys could hear the background music, but it is on, just very low. And thank you so much for reminding everyone, Super Duper James, reminding everyone to get the Sports Betting Illuminated book. And a big shout out to Super Duper James for helping me edit it and proofread it and catch all the little mistakes and inconsistencies. Like, seriously, I wouldn't have been able to put this together without you. And right now, I'm actually like really on the cusp of releasing a new book on light therapies. Like, it's a little more robust than my infrared illuminated book here, my first book that I published, but it just dives deep, and yeah. So I have some more work for you if you're interested. Oh yeah, that was a crazy episode, and things might get crazy again, but that's the fun. That's the fun of cannabis. Yeah, candy cane. It did drop me last time. Oh, and a golf club hitting a wall. Yeah, I still don't know how to golf, so I think maybe in the spring I'm gonna try to learn. There's this really nice golf course. It's where they hosted I'm blanking on the name of it, but a big tournament. You know, Scheffler was out there, and it's like right by me. Like this golf course is right by my house. I have to learn how to go and swing a golf club. Yeah, I think that would be good in the spring. All right. It is the candy cane. You guys remember that? That was so iconic. What a crazy episode that even like last year. That was it. You remember the name. Truest. All right, so let's dive into the NFL. Let's talk about tonight's game. I know everyone's wondering, who do I like? The Rams, the Seahawks. What are you taking tonight? Because honestly, I really haven't had a strong opinion about this game, but you know, I do want to say one thing. You know, the Seahawks, they have an amazing defense. And, you know, I mean, their offense, I just don't think it's quite as strong as the Rams. And don't get me wrong, the Rams, they have a good defense, but is it as good as the Seahawks? Like, in my opinion, I don't think so. I don't think it's quite as strong as the Seahawks defense, but the Seahawks offense isn't as strong as the Rams. So you get what I'm saying? So it really, I think the sports books, when I look at this line, it really is holding tight, you know, and I think it's going to be really tight to the line tonight. And, you know, looking at this spread, it did start moving in the right direction for Seattle. I'm not going to lie. It opened up, they opened up as underdogs at +1.5, quickly flipped to favorites, -1.5 on mixed money. But it just has not gone anywhere since. I would say, if anything, like maybe I would put it in the action pile. But tonight's gonna be a tough game. Yeah. I think you're right. You know, if they win this tonight, they are the real deal, for sure. And yeah, I don't know. Hey Ben, thank you. I'm glad you're enjoying the holiday colors. Also, I know it's also the 4th day of Hanukkah, so I hope everyone is having a great holiday so far, and feeling festive this time of year. You're leaning Rams long shots. Okay. All right. You know, and let's start discussing some of the numbers, because you guys know that I'm a data-based person, and you know, everything is reading the markets, reading the lines, reading the numbers, and building the models, right? That's what I'm all about. So let's just talk about the Rams quarterback, Matthew Stafford. He leads the NFL with a 113.7 passer rating, 30 touchdown passes. Yeah, and he's 32 touchdown interception ratio. So, I mean, these are some really good statistics for the guy. And, you know, when you start adding all of this up, absolutely, he is on fire. And when you put the numbers down and you start looking at this, it's quite impressive. So you can't discredit this guy tonight on the Rams. I mean, he's a machine. Factoring a non-passing hand injury, yeah, I mean, just looking at what the sports books are doing, because they have already factored all of these numbers in, they are holding this line tight, you know, and I do want to see how it moves at this point. It's okay, you guys are believing in Stafford. Okay, I like this. I like that a lot of our sharps in the chat are feeling pretty confident about Stafford tonight. You know, not worried about this guy. So I think this is going to be a close game. And, you know, watching this number, I do think it's going to be close, but, you know, let's see what happens. At this point, I don't really confidently feel one way or the other. You know, I mean, just looking at this, of course the Seahawks have an amazing defense. But, I mean, Stafford, he's great. So let's see what happens here tonight. This is tough. Vegas likes these lines. I mean, even the total is interesting though. It's dropping a bit. It went from 45.5 to 42.5, but I think it's more like a Vegas line correction because no money has shown up on either side. I mean, there's money. It's just very mixed. You know, I'm not seeing any sharp money, and on a spread as well. Everything is so mixed in this game. I think people are pretty happy. At least Vegas is for sure. So this is going to be a fun game to watch, and I think this is going to be tough. I think there's going to be some surprises in here. But yeah, anyone else want to throw out who you're taking tonight, who you like? Feel free to throw it in the chat. I'd love to hear from you guys. Absolutely. Oh, it's going to be a good game to watch. You know, looking ahead towards Saturday, Sunday, we are keeping our eyes just on really one game. You know, I am looking at this Bengals-Dolphins game. This is a 1 o'clock game on Sunday, and this is another situation where the Bengals were underdogs early, quickly flipped and became the favorites. From +1.5, that's where the line started out, to -1.5. But this is interesting. This was pushed by Pro Money, but then this ran out to -4. Now, that is interesting, especially because, you know, I mean, 3 is an important number as well, and you want to start, like, zeroing in on some of these key numbers. Yeah, I think tomorrow's going to change things. You know what? It could be because he's benched. I think it's very possible that, you know, this is, you know, maybe a reaction at first because there was some pro money early, but right now I don't think the money is taking a strong stand on either side. But I would say right now I do like this. I mean, especially because it's been such a big line movement. From +1.5 to -4. That's big. Hey Super Pro, welcome in. Thanks for joining us tonight. You're a Dolphins fan. Yeah, well, I mean, I know it does kind of feel like, I don't know, almost whiplash from season to season in the NFL, like just how different everyone plays, how the team dynamics are. You know, and last year I just remember like how many people were really behind this guy and big supporters, big fans. Yeah, no, I have a similar opinion too. You know, I think it's about coaching as well. And, you know, you might be able to get by being an average, like medium, high above average-ish, you know, like coach. Maybe not like all the way at that great level, but if you have a great team, it's easy to kind of like slide by with that. But if you have a team that's kind of like in a, you know, that still needs some improvements, you know, that has some big goals that they're working towards, I think like you really need to be like at the top of your, you have to be on your A game, you know, your whole life has to be like coaching at that point, and having a connection I think is important, like having a connection with the team, you know, being someone that people really listen to and respect. I mean, yeah. I just think there's like a lot of different coaching styles, and you know, coaching plays a role. I think it's more important than a lot of people like give credit to. I have a favorite team last year. Well, I am in Philly, so I have to say the Eagles. But actually, I don't really have a favorite team. I've never really had a favorite team. And that's because I grew up in Vegas. You know, with my family being like 4 generations in Vegas, going all the way back to like, you know, my great-grandmother being one of the original investors in the Moulin Rouge, like before women could even have bank accounts, like, you know, with all that history there, like we really, you know, never gambled. There weren't any sports teams that were like in Vegas and part of the town. You know, like sports, they were keeping sports out of like Sin City for the longest time, and precisely like because of that name. The Savannah Bananas are cool. You know what? I missed my opportunity to see them, but they're cool. I would like to see that because it's entertainment, it's little sports in between there. It's gotta be fun, especially when I see all these TikToks of them like smoking these giant pre-rolls. Like, okay, I want to be there. I want to take a hit, actually. That's what I really want to do. Yeah, that is a tough admission to come out with, for sure. Yeah, I feel the same way. You know, I think he's on a bubble or bubble burst. But yeah. Thank you so much, Alvin. That is true. I don't have a favorite team. I mean, it was always like, don't gamble, the house always wins. Like, that's what I grew up with. So like, even growing up, like gambling, going to slot machines, like going to table games, I didn't do any of that, literally. I didn't learn how to play poker until like, I was like in my senior year of high school. But I was pretty good at it, actually. I guess like just being like a cheerful, you know, happy person makes it hard for people to read, you know, what kind of hand you have. But then when, you know, when I was in college and, you know, starting to learn about, you know, Dr. John Nash and the Nash equilibrium, really diving into game theory and how game theory is applied from, you know, economics to diplomacy, and then understanding how to really like flip the script and apply it to sports betting, you know, and then you're playing with the house. that was everything. I mean, that's really how I got started in all of this. I was a cheerleader back in high school. I still have like some video from those days. It's crazy. I was like, wow, I was so tiny back then. But I kind of still, I think I still look the same-ish. Maybe. Less acne, that's for sure, once I started making my own makeup. Alrighty. So let's roll on into the 2-minute drill. Of course, there are some totals that are starting to move for Sunday. Just wanted to give you guys a heads up. I don't have any of these highlighted so far. You know, we're just keeping our eye on it. It looks like a lot of just Vegas adjustments at this moment without, you know, really any significant money, any sharp money backing this up. They're not, you know, going against a bunch of Joe money either. So, you know, like I do see the total starting to drop in this Bengals-Dolphins game. I see the total starting to rise in the Falcons-Cardinals game. That went from 45.5 to 48. So kind of a significant move. You know, we're watching it. We're just watching it for now. And same thing with this Jags-Broncos game. This total went from 44.5 to 47. So just some totals to start keeping your eye on, you know, as Sunday gets closer. We will take another look again at all of these games on Sunday. I know, right? Is that a surprise? You think they'll do that on shots? You know, I think that would be interesting. Let's roll on into the 2-minute drill. I can't wait to dive into this with you guys. It's really timely, especially for now in the NFL. I will be in the chat, so feel free to write me. If you have any questions about the 2-minute drill, just want to leave your comments, etc. And then after the 2 minutes, it's a little bit longer. It's like 3 minutes, 3.5, but that's okay. After the 2-minute drill, we'll be right back talking about basketball. So I am excited to dive on into that. All right. And let's dive on in. Injuries matter all season long in the NFL, but in the final 3 weeks, they matter a bit differently. This is where bettors get tripped up. It's not about how big the name is or how dramatic the headline sounds. It's about incentives, timelines, and how teams behave when the finish line is in sight. Late season injuries, they exist in 2 buckets: forced absences and strategic absences. The first are straightforward: ACL tears, surgeries, confirmed season enders. When Patrick Mahomes undergoes ACL surgery or Micah Parsons is ruled out for the year, those are hard stops. There's no ambiguity. Power ratings must adjust because the team literally cannot access that player anymore. The second bucket, that's where mistakes happen. Soft tissue injuries, aggravations, precautionary sits, and vague destinations explode in the final weeks. A hamstring in week 5 is very different than a hamstring in week 16. Davante Adams missing a Thursday night game isn't just about recovery time. It's about whether pushing him makes sense relative to the Rams' goals. Jaden Daniel sitting the final 3 games isn't about pain tolerance. It's about asset protection. And this is the key shift that bettors must make. Availability replaces toughness as the dominant variable. Early in the season, players play through the pain because the season is long and the payoff is distant. Late in the season, especially for non-contenders or teams with future franchise pieces, the risk-reward calculation flips. Sitting becomes the rational move. Sportsbooks are aware of this and often move before the public fully processes it. Lines adjust not just on injury confirmation, but on expected usage. A starter playing does not mean a starter playing fully. Snap counts, conservative play calling, and early hooks quietly change game dynamics. The sharp approach in weeks 16-18 is to stop asking, was he injured, and start asking, is there a reason for this team to push him? If the answer is unclear or worse, negative, that injury carries more weight than it would in October. And finally, don't underestimate late additions like veteran quarterbacks or emergency starters. When the Colts named Phillip Rivers against the 49ers, the question isn't nostalgia. It's competence, coaching trust, and game plan compression. In the final 3 weeks, injuries don't just change teams, they reveal intentions, and intentions are where the betting edge lives. I hope you guys enjoyed that 2-minute drill. That was a lot of fun. If you have any questions, feel free to write me in the comments, or of course, you could always write direct, reply to any of my emails directly if you sign up for the free daily emails just by going to arielcalista.com, clicking the stay in touch button. It's free, it's easy. These emails go out every single day, and I would love to have more people joining my emails. It's a lot of fun. Hey Chris, welcome in. Thank you so much. Hope you're having a great holiday so far. I'm glad you like the outfit. Definitely feeling festive. And DJ Ray, thank you so much for putting in my links, letting everyone know where to find me, where to find this great email that has my picks of the day, the sports news, my analytics, plus pictures of me every day, and so much more. So sign up. Also, make sure to join my Substack. I am writing so many interesting articles. If you are missing this information, you're missing out. I mean, we even have things like building, your own, building your own models, like teaching you how to do it step by step with code, like really breaking it down for you, but also, some high level things like, looking out, recognizing biases that you might have, like as you're approaching a game and looking at a bet to place. So a variety of stuff there. You could join my Substack just by going to arielcalista.substack.com. There you go. Thank you so much, DJ Ray, for putting in the links there. And just remember, everyone, this is a live stream. So if there are any games that I'm not going over that you would like to, ask me about, have me break down live on air and analyze, I'm happy to do so. All right, let's dive into basketball tonight. And let's start off with college ball. All right, starting off at 7 o'clock, so coming up in just 30 minutes from now, we are looking at Western Carolina versus Georgia. Now, this Western Carolina underdog spread has been looking really interesting. They opened up at plus 35.5, went to plus 33.5 on level 1 money. They're sitting at plus 32.5 on level 2 money, and I like this play. I mean, I just think, especially in college basketball, a lot of these spreads that are so big like that are actually, hard to hit, and hard to cover. So I think, I've been seeing that a lot lately. And yeah, I mean, I think this game might be a little bit closer than people expect. I like this play a lot, and this line is certainly going in the right direction. It went from plus 35.5, starting to slide. It's sliding to plus 32.5, and there's level 2 money backing it up. The money was looking pretty solid all day, and it's still looking even more solid now. So I like this play. What other outfit? The outfit on the 2-minute drill. that was definitely a fun outfit. I like it. It's great for keeping me warm in the winter. So much snow on the ground, and it's crazy. It's like today is getting to be in the 50s, and then it was just in the 30s, and then the next day is gonna be in like 13 degrees, something crazy like that. So I don't know what is up with this weather. Like 12 hours of warmth in the middle of the night or something. I don't get it. I really don't get it. Thank you so much, TJ Ray. I'm so glad you guys are enjoying the outfits. Yeah, it's a lot of fun, like putting these little looks together. All right, let's dive into UMKC versus Oklahoma State. This is an 8 o'clock game. I've been watching this UMKC spread. It went from plus 30.5 to plus 28.5 on level 3 money. This is another play that I like a lot. It's just one of those things, like looking at these big spreads again, and it's moving on some solid money. The line's moving in the right direction here, so I like to see that happen. I think it's looking pretty good. Yeah, it was a nice day. Beautiful day today. Like, really nice weather. All the animals were outside. I know. I don't have a necklace on tonight. Just some infrared rings and jewelry. But even my earrings, they're just little dreidels because it's like the 4th day of Hanukkah. Yeah, I'm so happy to see all of you here. It's wonderful. Hey, Optimistic Realizer, welcome in. Thank you so much. I'm so glad to see so many of you here tonight, enjoying top, enjoying these pics, and also enjoying like these little fun videos like my 2-minute drill, all of that jazz. Oh, I'm so glad you have your necklace on, Ken. That is so wonderful to hear. Oh my gosh, I love hearing that. I hope it's helping you feel good. It helps with like microcirculation, and really create more structured water in your body. So I'm so glad you're wearing it. I think everyone should be wearing a far infrared necklace. Like, not only is it healthy, it's pretty too. It's because like health devices don't always have to be they don't always have to be like so ugly. I feel like a lot of them just look so standard. Alright, so those are my 2 plays in college basketball that I'm really looking at tonight. So it's Western Carolina. Yeah, I like them as underdogs. Yeah, I think this is a nice, yeah, I would take the spread here. And UMKC, I feel the same way about this team. So those are the 2 plays I really like tonight. Ooh, jungle cookies. That sounds good. All right. I have been smoking a bit. I think I need to refill the candy cane bowl. All right. So we're gonna take a hit of this, and then we're going to dive into some NBA. Whew, that's a good one. You know what? I did. It looks it looks pretty. You have some pretty cannabis that you're growing. A golf club at the end of the show. Oh my gosh, that would be crazy. I would be getting really carried away then. I mean, anything. I feel like I'm being knocking down like all my little all my little things here. I don't want to do that. But yeah, it will get crazy. I was like I almost knocked the entire like desk over, or at least maybe almost swung a hole into my desk. Did some damage to it. Almost. Anything can happen on these shows. Oh my gosh. It is almost time for this game in the NBA, so let's go over it real quick because this was my play of the day. I played it early, but you know what? This line has been moving out even further, which is just another reason why you should sign up for my free daily emails if you don't get them already, other than the picks of the day, the pictures, the sports news, all the fun stuff. But this pick of the day, I put out pretty early and I liked it. I played it early at 239.5. I saw it starting to move. The Hawks versus the Hornets. This total opened up at 235.5, went to 238, so it started rising. And also, Level 1 Money was pushing it. And then it went all the way out to 241.5. That is where the current over is sitting at. I mean, it's moved a lot since, you know, we first put out the daily report earlier today, but still, I mean, I would say it's just, you know, solidifying why I made this the play of the day even more. Thank you. I'm so glad you guys are enjoying these picks. And thank you so much for plugging the link to my newsletter, you know, reminding everyone where to sign up for it. I love seeing all this love from my newsletter every single time. You guys are so supportive, like truly. Thank you so much for being part of the newsletter and just for following along with everything. It really is great. We are building a little community, and you know, I've been doing a lot of talk about that today, like building a real sports betting community, like something that's different than everything else out there. A lot of these communities, they aren't doing it right. You know, they're just throwing a bunch of people in without real leadership. It's all to just like take their money, understand how they play so that then, you know, the community, whatever it is, you know, can extract top dollar from them, like by understanding when they like to bet or how they like to bet. And that's not what the sports betting community should be about, is like just really a data grab so that they can extract more money from you. Like, that's not what I'm about. For sure. No, that's terrible. Play of the day. You're right, Spencer. All right. So I wanted to do a quick little intro to Python. So we have been doing a lot of talk about AI. We talked about agents last time. We talked about good data versus bad data. We talked about AI being this big umbrella term that encompasses everything from generative AI to machine learning to neural networks to all of that, computer vision, all of that falls under this big umbrella term called AI, right? And, you know, now we're really going to start at the basics, like what are a majority of AI programs built on? And it's Python. That is the, you know, fundamental language that you really need to start understanding if you want to code your own AI programs. Now, we aren't going to be getting into coding today, but we are going to really start looking at some of the fundamentals here and just looking at like understanding data types, because that is key when you're starting to build your own models for sports betting, you know, looking at analytics for sports betting, creating your own metrics, you know, and all of that starts with, you know, I mean, first, really, fundamentally understanding different data types and basically how all of this works in Python. So let's get these slides up. Python fundamentals. I can't wait to dive into this. Yeah, you know, I haven't been talking about props like I did last year. And, you know, I mean, I would say a big part of that is just because the house, you know, I mean, it really is. Props are a big profit center for sports books, and I don't really like want to encourage that so much, just because it's so profitable for them, and yeah, I think like the way they kind of juice these props is not always the best for players, ultimately. And I see a lot of people out there taking props, playing these prop bets all the time without really doing the research or the data behind it. And, you know, I mean, it's hard out there, you know, and it's how a lot of bettors get slaughtered. Seriously. I mean, even if it's just, you know, like, oh, well, you know, I'm just doing a few props here and a few props there, and it's really nothing because my buddy likes this, you know, and at the end of the day, it's like, you don't want to destroy your ROI, like everything that you've built up as a sports bettor over time, you know, just by playing a few like little props that the house is juicing the hell out of, you know, just, you know, hopefully you win, but it's hard. And a lot of bettors, they really struggle with it. So I have kind of stepped away from props for a little bit, and that's why. But you know, if you really do see some angles that, you know, you're like, this is a great prop, this, you know, and show me some data as well, like I'm more than happy to look into it. And seriously, I mean, that's where, you know, like AWS comes in with like the big data bowl, is they really want to like drive down these things like tackle probabilities and everything, and that's a lot of fun. I mean, that to me is like the fun with props, is really diving into the data and getting specific, but a lot of that is so hard if you don't have like the real-time data that's being provided by AWS and working with it. Okay, so let's, exactly, a few here and there, they eat into that ROI. Just eat into it. So, exactly. Thank you so much. I'm glad you guys are enjoying this. I know this is kind of a rant, but I just wanted to like let you guys know where I'm coming from. All right, so let's talk about different data types, you know, as you're working in Python. So variables. Variables are everywhere. They're created when you assign a value to something. So you're saying name equals Ari, age equals 27. So easy peasy. If you see where the arrow is right there, that blue arrow, yeah, that's your variable. And when you're working with this, like, you want to make sure your variables like always have like, you know, something after that equal sign. That's very important to make sure that everything functions properly and you're not getting any errors. Oh yeah, this is a quick and easy like just intro. I know my sports wagering course, which is a lot more robust. I'm really starting to dive deep into this, but I'm not going to get into all that here. We're just really starting off basic. Okay, so strings. Strings are, yeah, just words in quotes. So you just put it in a quote, or like you hit the quote on your laptop, you could type in just like that. Very easy. All strings are text. So when you're working with generative AI programs, like all the results that you're going to be getting are in strings. Like when you're working with like large language models and things like that. All right, so let's keep it rolling. Okay, integers. These are whole numbers. They do not have decimals. Just another data type. So far, so good. We're learning a lot. Like if you are understanding this, you are looking at these slides, it's pretty easy to pick up on, right? It's not hard. It's not rocket science. But it's just understanding how to look at data. And right now, I mean, I guarantee you when you start understanding just even these basics, you're already, you know a lot more than a lot of these people who are just hearing about AI or curious about AI. Okay, floats. So these are numbers with a decimal. So this is my, you know, completion rate example up here. But yeah, it's basically any number with a decimal. So pretty easy, right? And I think that's it. That is all. Those are all of my slides. Oh, oops, nope, I still had Boolean. So this is basically saying whether something is true or whether something is false. And I feel like this gets in play a lot, like especially when you're making workflows, when you're working with agents or even multi-agent systems. Like sometimes you need like either this worked or this didn't work. You know, so then you start using Boolean. So these are all the different data types that you are going to be working with in Python. And, you know, just knowing these, you know, having this fundamental understanding is just so important. So congratulations! Thank you so much for attending this quick little Python lesson. You know what? That makes sense, because at the end of the day, it's like once you start learning it and once you learn the fundamentals, it becomes a lot less scary, and then you start understanding like, oh, this is kind of like English, you know, just in a different way, like English with logic, you know, like, and really, you know, I mean, I think anyone who took like, you know, a basic philosophy or ethics course like understands, you know, like the logic principles and, you know, how it relates to Python. Wait, oh my god, I just made that sound so much more confusing than it has to be. But yeah, no, I mean, it's really easy once you just start understanding these data types, then you're able to start working with data, and I love that. Python is the name of the language that you're going to be working with. So, like, when you're coding, there are a lot of, computer science majors, people out there who write in like JavaScript, or, for example, like at the beginning, really like one of basic languages, HTML is, a language, or, there's C++, just there's a lot of different like programming languages out there, but Python has the most like robust libraries for AI and ML programmers out there. And I would say like a lot of people also work with R for statistics, things like that, but when it comes to AI, like Python is great. And it's almost like starting to read English at a certain point. Oh, I love that. Thanks, Super James, for dropping that in the link there. Showing people how to start playing around with this themselves and at least get familiar with it, because, now it's not so scary. Now you know the different data types that are out there, and it's starting to feel familiar, right? And we're going to go over this again, like in another show, and build on top of it. So it really does become easy to understand and not so scary, not so mystical. That's what I'm trying to do here, is like, I don't want sports betting or even AI to be like scary, mystical, something that's like beyond comprehension. It's just breaking it down, easy peasy. That's what we do here. Oh no, I hope I'm not speaking Chinese. Alright. Well, I don't know how to say hockey in Chinese, but does anybody here, does anyone have some good hockey picks for tonight? I know there's also a college football game going on at 9 o'clock, Missouri State versus Arkansas State. Do you have any plays in that game? Let me know. I want to hear from you guys and hear what you like. Do you have any plays that you're interested in? Any props? Absolutely. That's right, Super James. I think it actually got invented, like, I think somewhere around the time I was born. I think it was very close in year, so it's been around for a while. People have been working with Python, and people have been able to create these amazing, community libraries within Python to do all of the fun AI stuff and make it seamless, make it all plug in together. Oh, you bet overtime. Oh, that's a big plus money number. Plus 1350. Dang, Super James. Well, I don't think anyone's saying that. I think you've hit really some good bets. Like, we've all seen that in the contest. So, I mean, plus you're tracking your ROI, you're in the positives, and you know what? That's great. It's really great. So, you're doing well. Oh, okay. I think it might be another Penguins night tonight. Let me take a look at that game. That is interesting. That was a great play last time. I was really excited when you dropped that play. And it was like sitting at like plus 180 at the time. Like, we're all live on air looking at this together. There's something so just like, it's almost like magical when we're all on air live, like looking at these games. They always do so well. Like, when we all put our brains together, it just works. Okay, so it is sitting at plus 123 right now. I see they opened up at plus 150, so this line is starting to slide in the right direction here. something about the ice melting. Maybe if I was wearing all red, oh my gosh, then it'd be really hot. I was just wearing all red the other night. It was crazy. Oh, looks like there's some sharp money here too. You know what? I mean, I think this is another good find, Derek. I'm looking at this money line. There's a lot of sharp money on the Penguins. It's starting to slide in the right direction. Yeah, I would say right now it's like level 1 sharp money, so it's just kind of there at that tipping point, but I like it. I think this could be a good play in hockey. I like when our hockey pro comes through with a play. All right. Okay, so you're taking their puck line. You know, I haven't seen too much movement on the puck line, but let me take a look at that too. I like this money line for a nice plus money play. Did you take them at, let's see. What'd you take the puck line at? Right now, I see it sitting at minus 170. Okay, it opened up at minus 155 on the puck line. This is interesting. It does seem like everything is starting to go in the right direction for the Penguins tonight. I think this is developing. Yeah, okay. I like this play. I feel, yeah, the more I look at it, the more I'm diving into these lines. I think this is looking like a good play tonight. Thanks for bringing this play to the chat, Derek. Seriously, I like seeing some sharp money in there. I like seeing the line move in the right direction. Yeah, all right, let's go. All the sharps are on it. Looks like Penguins are the play. I love this. We all put our brains together looking at these lines, and it does look really sharp tonight. I like to see the sharp money on it, and the line's going in the right direction. I mean, there's no denying that this could be a really, you know, solid one today. All right, so it was already out minus 175, so it was moving fast today. I don't like taking like big, like minus 175s exactly. But, I mean, it is going in the right direction, and I've seen it at minus 200 in a lot of spots, like in a minus 200, so I feel good even about like taking a money line here, getting some plus money. I like it. I like it. All right. I'd say the only other thing that I've seen really moving tonight in the NHL is the over in the Seattle-Calgary game. This opened over 5.5, minus 105, moved to minus 120, but not really my favorite play. Like, just a lot of mixed money. It's not sharp like this Penguins game. Uh-oh. Yeah, oh no, you got hit with that extra tax. Minus 210. Ugh, yikes. Not my favorite. I really don't like to go beyond like minus 140. That's kind of where I'm like, okay. But I think this is good. I think this is good. We found a solid hockey play tonight. I like it. So those are all of my plays for tonight, everyone. Yeah, this was really great. Let me just go over everything again. You know, I think tonight in the NFL, I'm still really on the fence about this one. I mean, there's a lot of discussion going on. You know, a lot of people here, they like the Seahawks. They have an amazing defense. A lot of people here, you know, are feeling very confident in Stafford. So I think, you know, I think this is going to be a really fun game to watch. I'm excited to watch it, and I hope you are too. Now, diving into some of these plays that I like. Sunday I do see early this, Bengals spread is looking very solid, so I like that. I think it's going to be a good one to maybe, lock in potentially early before it moves out too hard. Then in college basketball, I really like this Western Carolina spread. It's looking great right now, and I also like this UMKC spread. So I like 2 underdogs here in college basketball tonight. I know I'm not usually taking like these big underdog spreads, but I think this is going to be pretty solid. And then in the NBA, I still like this. This was my play of the day, the over in the Hawks-Hornets game. Still like it. Even though it's moved out, I think it's solid. Just like reinforcing what I saw before. And Derek, thank you so much for finding this Penguins money line tonight. I think this is looking great with some sharp money behind it. So this is great. Lots of good plays tonight, even though we aren't doing a huge slate, like a huge, list of bets. Sometimes you really have to refine, limit yourself to, like a few plays where you find a really solid strategy. And that's what I try to teach here. So one more hit of candy cane tonight. That was a strong one. Wow. You guys are trying to get me high tonight. And I love it. It's so much fun. This is going to be such a good game. I can't wait to watch it tonight. I am going to be watching it. Hopefully all of you are too. Let's have a good night. Let's win all of these wagers. And good luck everyone tonight. Let's have some fun. Let's do some winning. And I can't wait to see you all back here on Sunday morning at 11 a.m. Eastern. Yeah, more games. We're going to look at these lines. We're going to analyze them again. If you haven't signed up for my free daily email, please make sure to do so just by going to arielcalista.com. Click and stay in touch. It's free. You don't get ads. You don't get spam. You don't get BS. Seriously, just one email a day with my picks of the day, all the line analysis, everything. It's so full of information. Plus, you could always reply to me, ask me any questions, or even just say hi. Love to see it. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining this live stream tonight. This was such a treat. I hope you're all having a happy holiday, and I can't wait to see you all next time. All right. Good luck, everyone, tonight.